Alright, here it is. There's the old panel, the new and improved panel. So again, I cut it a little bit larger than what it needed to be. And I also cut this here because I remembered when I took the side pan, the body panel out, in order to get it completely out, I had to take a little bit of the floor that was left with it. And so that's probably more than I need, but I'll trim it when I get it in place. So, all right, here we go. All right, today is April 19th, 2022, and this is episode 12. So this is the 12th day that I've been working on the body for all the repairs and so forth. And this is the passenger floor panel, front floor panel. And this is the portion that I had to cut out of that, as mentioned in previous video. You can see how it wraps up around here. I've got good alignment there through the hole. These ribs are lining up. And like mentioned earlier, the floor has this flange right here. So when I took out the side panel piece yesterday and made the piece for it, it is not welded in yet. And once I weld it in, then I will be able to use this tool. Where is it? Which Claude and I used on the C10 restoration. And this punches, that portion there punches holes. I'll punch a hole probably here, there, just several holes for spot welding against the body panel that would have just been welded in. So what I'm going to do is cut this thing out again. As usual, I'm going to cut it a little bit proud, a little bit larger than this panel, allowing some room for trimming and so forth, so I can get a real good fit in there. So might be wondering why I didn't just use this whole panel. Why am I using that whole, or just this section of it? And the reason for that is that it's actually the fitting of this panel into the Jeep. If I cut all of that out, is more difficult than is necessary. So I guess what I mean by that is that all of this part of the panel that's in there right now is in good shape. I mean, there's surface rust on the bottom side, of course, but that's going to be taken care of anyway. And it's just easier to handle a smaller patch piece like that. So anyhow, here we go. Okay, got these spot weld holes cut. So I'll be able to weld that to the outside panel. Just doing spot welds there, which obviously will have to be done from underneath. But yeah, I don't remember if this is a tool that Claude already had. I think it is. I think it's a body tool he already had, but boy, that makes light work of that. So, all right, moving on to fitting it, and then probably trimming and all that to get it ready to go. Okay, got a good preliminary fit here. Glad I left that piece there because it's taking care of the area that I had to cut away in order to get the floor completely out. But it's got a pretty good fit there. You can see where it butts up against the outside panel. That outside panel. And it looks like the alignment's good on those ribs right here and there. So it's barely over it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the flap disc, and I'm going to grind that back carefully to the red line. top and bottom. You know, top and side, I should say. And then see where it is. Got some good wrap around right here. Of course, I'll have to trim that back a little bit too to fit in there just right. But here, I'm going to have to cut a separate piece of sheet metal, which is no problem. I've got some sheet metal, I can do that. And before I do that, though, I'm going to fiberglass that, get that taken care of so I don't have water coming up underneath and onto the panel. It'd just be better to keep, you know, any possibility of rusting happening. So, all right, see you in a bit. All right, I got to stop here at this point because I've got that trimmed to where just about exactly what it should be, but I can't actually weld it in until I weld this panel in, so I know exactly where it needs to sit. And I'm waiting for that copper heat sink, so I'm not going to weld that in yet, and I'm not going to cut this patch here, kind of triangular, until I've got that welded in. So I'm going to move on to the front fender here and keep finessing it and some other odds and ends that need to be done. All right, see you in a bit. All right, I wanted to show a little progress I'm making on this fender. I've got to work on this right here to smooth that out, create some curvature. Get ready to take. There's a little. It's low right there, so I'm gonna cut a slit right here and then use this dent puller that I got at Harbor Freight. Can't remember how much it was. I know it was cheap, but so this is what I'm trying to get it to look like eventually. So there's, you know, that's flat on top there, and good curvature to it. It's kind of, the profile is kind of flat in front, so that's shouldn't be too hard to achieve. It's this part here that is rounded up that's going to be somewhat of a challenge, but again, I've got to work on this part right here and get that to come out. But it's getting close. Yeah, you can see here this is out, but this is flattened back, so I got to bring it out. All right, there we go. All right, I've been beating on this thing for about another hour, and had to trim some of the metal back where I made the cut, just to be able to, you know, put those weld clamps in place. And that's probably about as close as I'm going to get it. This area here is a little bit high. This is low, but the problem with it is it's tin canning now when I try to bring it up. So I'm going to just end up filling that with fiberglass. Hopefully it won't be too much there for the... I don't think it will be. You can see it's low, but it's much better than it was. The contour of this, pretty good now. Again, it's not perfect. I still have some work to do down here. That's pushed in still. But all in all, you know, as you can see, the profile here, that's pretty flat across there. The curves coming down, but it's flat. It's flat across here. So if I can achieve that much, it's mostly there, I think. Won't know until I get that welded shut and put some fiberglass on it and sand it back and look at it. So, making some progress. What happened? What happened?
I broke the bolt.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
But now you know how to get it out, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
What's that?
What that?